multiplexing and discussed about three techniques, that is frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing, and time division multiplexing. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about how the multiplexing process and demultiplexing process will be done in frequency division multiplexing. See here, this diagram shows the FDM process, that is frequency division multiplexing process. See here in the following in this diagram which you are viewing on the screen. Here see the left side one. These three are the baseband analog signals. These are the baseband analog signals are similar range. All these signals are having similar range. These are passed. This is the multiplexer. Okay, this is the multiplexer, and the left side one. These three are the baseband analog signals of similar frequency range. Okay, when these are passed through the multiplexer, in the multiplexer we have a modulator for each analog signal, What this modulator will do is, this modulator will do add some carrier frequency to each analog signal. See here in the diagram, this is the modulator, this is the carrier frequency 1. Okay, for every analog signal which enters into the multiplexer, this modulator will add some carrier frequency. Okay, after adding the carrier frequency, see here, these are F1, F2, F3 are the three different carrier frequencies. These are added to the baseband analog signals. Okay, now once the baseband signal is added with the carrier frequency, this is said to be modulated signals. But the baseband analog signals are converted to modulated signals. Okay, this is the modulated signal and this is the baseband signal. Now, how the baseband signal is converted to modulated signal means by adding some carrier frequency, in the modulator to the baseband signal, it is converted to modulated signal. This is the first baseband signal, second baseband signal, and third one. These three are converted to modulated signals, and these three modulated signals are combined to get a composite signal. Here, see in the FDM process, frequency division multiplexing process, we have three type of signals. The first, the baseband analog signals are, this is the multiplexer. The baseband analog signals are passed through the multiplexer. In the multiplexer, for each baseband signal, we have one modulator. In the modulator responsibility is to add some carrier frequency to the baseband signal. After adding the carrier frequency to the baseband signal, the signal is converted to modulated signal. Here in this diagram, we have three baseband signals, and these three baseband signals are converted to modulated signals. After combining these three modulated signals, why? Because the basic responsibility of multiplexing process is combining all signals to form a single signal, and all signals are combined to form a single signal. Here three composite signals are combined, sorry, three modulated signals are combined to form a composite signal, and this composite signal is sent to the demultiplex, sorry, this composite signal is sent out the media link. Why? Because multiplexing, for in between multiplexing and demultiplexing, we have a link. Okay, through this link, this composite signal is sent out. This is the multiplexing process of FDM. Now, this is this diagram represents FDM demultiplexing. This is said to be frequency division multiplexing, demultiplexing process. See, in the above diagram, see these two diagrams. This is the composite signal which is sent, uh, in the link, and this is the composite signal. This is and this is the end. This enters into the demultiplexer. This enters into the demultiplexer. The composite signal enters into the demultiplexer. In the demultiplexer, we have filters. We have filters. This filter responsibility is the separating the composite link is separated to modulated signal. The composite signal is separated to the composite signal is separated as modulated signal, which this is the filter. These three are the filters. These three filters separates these three filters separates the composite signal into modulated signal. Okay, now these are the modulated signals. These modulated signals, the demodulator, here in the above diagram, modulator, what is the responsibility of modulator? Modulator will add some carrier frequency to form a modulated signal. Here the demodulator responsibility is it needs to remove the added carrier frequency to the modulated signal. ఇందాక ఏం జరిగిందండి? What happens before is it modulator added the carrier frequency. Demodulator will remove the carrier frequency from the modulated signal. See here, the demodulator will remove the carrier frequency which is added before. Okay, now the resultant signal is baseband analog signal. The resultant signal is baseband analog signal. Here these three modulator will remove the added carrier frequency from the modulated signal, which results a baseband analog signal. See the process. The input is baseband analog signal. The output is baseband analog signal. In the multiplexer, we are used modulator to add carrier frequency. In the demultiplexer, we have used demodulator to remove the carrier frequency. See, once I will tell you complete process in these two diagrams. First, three baseband analog signals passed into multiplexer. In multiplexer, modulator will add some carrier frequency to the baseband analog signal to generate a modulated signal. After combining these three modulated signals, we get a composite signal. This composite signal is passed. This composite signal is passed through the link and it reaches to the demultiplexer. In demultiplexer, we use filter to separate the composite signal into modulated signal. Okay, here, and demodulator will use it to remove the added carrier frequency. The final result is baseband analog signal. The input and output is same here, baseband analog signal. This is the FDM multiplexing and demultiplexing process. Okay, I think you are clear now. Next, moving to the next one. This is not required. As I told you, the frequency division multiplexing is used in AM and FM radio broadcasting. AM means amplitude modulation. FM means frequency modulation. FM radio and AM radio, amplitude modulation and frequency modulation radio broadcasting. Now, the second type of wavelength division multiplexing, that the second multiplexing scheme, that is wavelength division multiplexing. Okay, I already told you this is very similar to this frequency division. This wavelength division multiplexing is very similar to frequency division multiplexing. The only point we need to remember here is this wavelength division multiplexing is designed for high data rate capability and that means in fiber optic cables, this wavelength division multiplexing is used. Okay, already you know about fiber optic cable. I told you in guided media what is the responsibility of fiber optic cable. Okay, now see the once again you see the diagram of wavelength division multiplexing process. See, here we have three different frequencies. The input is three different frequencies, lambda 1, lambda 2, and lambda 3. These three sources are passed through this is the WDM multiplexer, wavelength division multiplexer, WDM. After the multiplexer, what multiplexer will do is it will combine these three, lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3, and these three signals are combined and it will reaches to the demultiplexer. What demultiplexer again separates lambda 1 plus lambda 2 plus lambda 3 as lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. This is the basic multiplexing process which I told you in the last class. Okay. See, last class I told you the prism example. Okay. Three different. See, these three are the, let us assume we have three different light sources, that is lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. These three are the three different light sources. Okay, now we take that this is the prism and this is the prism. Using this technique, these three lights are combined and passed through the fiber optic cable. Already I told you, in the fiber optic cable, the light beam is passed. Okay, this is by after combining lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 2, lambda 3 light beam. This is passed through fiber optic cable, and at the demultiplexer at the receiver side, again we use a prism to separate these three light sources as lambda 1, lambda 2, lambda 3. Okay, this is same principle as frequency division multiplexing, but only one point we need to remember here is this will be used in high data rate transmission like fiber optic cables flow. This technique will be used. This is wavelength division multiplexing. Now see, very important one, that is a time division multiplexing. Next one is time division multiplexing. Here in TDM, time division multiplexing, before two processes, that is frequency division multiplexing, wavelength division multiplexing. These two are analog techniques. Now the time division multiplexing is digital process. What this will do is this allows the several connections to share the high bandwidth of a link. Okay. What we have done in frequency division multiplexing, we have shared a portion of bandwidth in frequency division multiplexing. Okay. Here in time division multiplexing, the time is divided into slots. Okay. See the diagram, you will understand clearly. Here we have four signals. Okay. That is 1, 2, 3, 4. These signals are passed through the multiplexer. Okay. The between multiplexer and demultiplexer, this one shows the data flow. Okay. Here in the data flows, see the difference here. 1, 2, 3, 4. What is these three? These are time slots. All these are time slots. For each signal, we will allocate a time slot. Okay, that here the time is divided into. Already I told you in the previous class, the difference between frequency division multiplexing and time division multiplexing. Okay, here the time is divided. Here the time is divided into slots. I already I show you in the form of graph. Okay, what is this time division multiplexing, what is frequency division multiplexing, and what is difference between these two. Okay, here see these are the time slots. That means here one means this, see the white color here in the data flow. Here one means we allow the system 1 to transmit the data. 2 means we allow system 2 transmit the data. 3 means we allow system 3 to transmit the data. 4 means we allow this one to transmit the data. For each system, we will allocate a time slot. During this time slot only, that particular system will able to transmit the data over the link. Okay. See the process. Here we have two different, already we discussed till here we discussed in last class. Now we are moving to the two different types in time division multiplexing, that is synchronous time division multiplexing and statistical time division multiplexing. These are very, very important with respect to examination point of view also. Here, now we are going to deal with synchronous time division multiplexing. See the process. Here, this is the, see the diagram here. In synchronous time division multiplexing, see, we have 3 times. This is T1, let us assume T1, T2, T3. This is T1. See my cursor point where I am placing. This is T1 and this is T2 and this is T3. We have 3 sources A, B, C. We have 3 sources. Those are A, B and C. During time T1, A transmits A1, B transmits B1, C transmits C1. During T2, A transmits A2, B transmits B2, C transmits C2. During next time interval T3, A3, B3 and C3. Here the data is taken from each line for every T seconds. Okay. Here what is the data for this time period? A1, B1, C1. Here A2, B2, C2. Here A3, B3, C3. Okay. Now this data is passed through the multiplexer. This data is passed through the multiplexer. What we will get is, see the difference here. We have, we have T, this is T, this is T, this is T. See, each time slot is divided into frame. Each time slot is divided into frame. See here, the first frame containing A1, B1, C1. This is the first time. The second time is, this is the first time, that is A1, B1, C1. And this is the second time, that is A2, B2, C2, A3, B3, C3. What we need to observe here is, this is one frame. In this frame, we have A1, B1, C1. The total time is T. For total time is 3. We have 3 users. For each user, for each slot, let us assume each slot, total time is T. For each one, T by 3. For each one, that is T by 3. And that day, why this is for each frame is divided into 3 time slots. Each time slot duration is, each frame is divided into 3 time slots. Then each time slot ante enta untadamma, total time vachinappudu 3 aithe ganaka each time slot ki enta untadi, we have T by 3. we have t by 3 seconds. I'm repeating once again. We have 3 different sources, that is A, B, C, and in synchronous time division multiplexing, we are going to discuss about time slots and frames. Here we have 3 different times. Those are first time, second time, third time interval. During first time interval, A1, B1, C1 will result to get will form a frame with the 3 slots. ఈ frame లో మనకి 3 slots ఉన్నాయి. టోటల్ 3 slots టైం వచ్చేటప్పటికి t సెకండ్స్. దాంట్లో ఈచ్ టైం స్లాట్కి ఎంత ఉంటుంది అప్పుడు t by 3 ఉంటుంది అనమాట. లైక్ వైజ్ frame 2 and frame 3. Okay, this is frequency division. Sorry, this is synchronous time division multiplexing. Okay, next one, time division. Sorry, in time division multiplexing, this is the interleaving process. ఎందుకంటే very simple technique amma. This is interleaving process. Interleaving process means in time division multiplexing, at the multiplexer side and demultiplexing at 2 sides we have one is multiplexing side and another one is demultiplexing side. We are using 2 switches. Okay, at multiplexing side we are using, see the diagram. This diagram represents interleaving process. This diagram represents interleaving process. This is the switch at multiplexing side and this is the switch at demultiplexing side. The relation between these 2 switches is these 2 switches are synchronized and rotate in same speed. అంటే రెండు switches కూడా synchronize అయి ఉంటాయి. See the difference, see the diagram. These 2 are in synchronized and rotating in same speed, but one is in clockwise direction and another one is anti-clockwise direction. Anti-clockwise direction. That is, these 2 are rotated with same speed in opposite directions. Okay, what I told you, these 2 switches are in synchronized. These 2 switches are in synchronized. Here on the multiplexing side, see the left one. On the multiplexing side, as the switch opens in front of a connection, that connection has the opportunity to send a unit on the path. This process is called interleaving process. Similarly, on the demultiplexing side, a switch open in front of a connection, that connection has the opportunity to receive the input of to receive a unit from the path. Okay, all you need to understand in this interleaving process is, remember the following points. First, see, I will explain the diagram. Here, like previous diagram, we have 3 different time intervals. During first time interval, A1, B1, C1. During second time interval, A2, B2, C2. During third time interval, A3, B3, C3. Okay, these 3 times are passed through multiplexer. This is the switch at multiplexer. Okay, this will rotate. See here that in the diagram, the multiplexer switch rotates. The multiplexer side switch rotates in anti-clockwise direction. At the switch at the demultiplexer side rotates in clockwise direction. As I told you, these 2 switches are running with same speed in opposite directions. Okay, the switch at multiplexer is in anti-clockwise direction. The switch at demultiplexer is in clockwise direction. Okay, now see, these 3 times are forms as a frames. Okay, frame 1, frame 2, frame 3. In frame 1, A1, B1, C1. In frame 2, A2, B2, C2. In frame 3, A3, B3, C3. Okay, దీస్ 3 ఫ్రేమ్స్. ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటేనమ్మా మీరు అండర్స్టాండ్ చేసుకోవాల్సింది ఇక్కడ ఈ రెండు స్విచ్చెస్ మల్టీప్లెక్సర్ దగ్గర ఉండేటువంటి స్విచ్ డీమల్టీప్లెక్సర్ దగ్గర ఉండేటువంటి స్విచ్ సేమ్ స్పీడ్ తోటి ఆపోజిట్ డైరెక్షన్ లో కనుక రొటేట్ అయితే కనుక దెన్ ఓన్లీ సెండర్ అండ్ రిసీవర్ విల్ గెట్ ద సింక్రనైజేషన్. అంటే సెండర్ సెండ్ చేసిన డేటా కరెక్ట్ గా సింక్రనైజ్ అయ్యి రిసీవర్ సైడ్ రిసీవ్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. ఎందుకంటే ఇక్కడ ఏ సెండ్ చేసిన డేటా ఏంటి A1 B ఫస్ట్ టైం స్లాట్ ఏంటి A1 B1 C1. కానీ రిసీవర్ దగ్గర ఎలా వెళ్ళాలి మళ్ళీ ఏ సెండ్ చేసిన సపరేట్గా వెళ్ళాలి, బి సెండ్ చేసిన సపరేట్గా వెళ్ళాలి, సి సెండ్ చేసిన సపరేట్గా వెళ్ళాలి. అంటే సెండర్ ఎలా అయితే సెండ్ చేశాడో రిసీవర్ దగ్గరికి అలానే రిసీవ్ అవ్వాలి. అలా అవ్వాలంటే సెండర్ రిసీవర్ కి మధ్య సింక్రనైజేషన్ ఉండాలి. ఫర్ సింక్రనైజేషన్ we are using two switches at multiplexer and demultiplexer. This is called as interleaving process. Next one in time division multiplexing, that is empty slots. See, the slot is empty. The slot is empty is nothing but this particular time slot is not allocated for any source to transmit the data. Okay, here see the difference. See my cursor point. This is the first time interval. This is the first time interval, and this is the second time interval, and this is the third time interval. These three combined, sorry, here one more. Let us assume A, B, C, D. We have A, B, C, D. We have 4 sources. 4 sources ఉన్నాయంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి గుర్తుపెట్టుకోండమ్మా. ఎన్ని సోర్స్లు అయితే ఉంటాయో మన ఫ్రేమ్లో ఎన్ని సోర్సెస్ అయితే ఉంటాయో మన ఫ్రేమ్లో అన్ని టైం స్లాట్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా, మన ఎన్ని టైం ఇంటర్వెల్స్ ఎన్ని డిఫరెంట్ టైమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి అయితే కనుక అన్ని ఫ్రేమ్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఎన్ని సోర్సెస్ ఉన్నాయో అన్ని స్లాట్స్ ఉంటాయి మనకి. చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఒకసారి డిఫరెన్స్ చూడండి. వీ హ్యావ్ 4 సోర్సెస్. లెట్ us assume 1 2 3 4. చూడండి ఇక్కడ ఫ్రేమ్స్ ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి, ఇక్కడ 1 2 3 4 ఫ్రేమ్స్ లో ఎన్ని ఉన్నాయి, ఫ్రేమ్స్ 1 2 3 ఫ్రేమ్స్ ఉన్నాయి. ఈచ్ ఫ్రేమ్ లో ఎన్ని స్లాట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, ఈచ్ ఫ్రేమ్ లో 4 స్లాట్స్ ఉన్నాయి. లెట్ us see the difference. During this time, this one is allocated, this one is empty slot, this one is allocated, and this one is empty slot. See the difference. 3 in this frame, we have 4 slots. Out of 4 slot, 1 is empty slot, 1 is empty slot. Here empty slot is nothing but there is nothing data to send. There is nothing to send the data. Here see the second one. We have 2 empty slots in this frame. Only out of 4 time slots in this frame, only 2 slots are filled and 2 empty slots are presented here. And like last one is full, this is empty slot, and this is full, and this is full. Here in this frame we have only 1 empty slot. We have only 1 empty slot. Okay, this is the concept of empty slots in time division multiplexing. Empty slots in time division multiplexing. Now moving to the next one. This one also very important, that is data rate management. Okay, in data rate management we are going to discuss about 3 points, that is multi-level multiplexing and multi-slot allocation and pulse stuffing. I'm repeating once again, in multi-level multiplex in data rate management, we are going to discuss about 3 points, that is multi-level multiplexing, multi-slot allocation, and pulse stuffing and pulse stuffing. The first one, very simple thing, multi-level multiplexing. Multi-level multiplexing. Here we have 4 inputs. Here we have 4 inputs. Out of 4 inputs, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4, 5 inputs, sorry, 5 inputs. Out of 5 inputs, here see the difference. Each input line, the below 3 input lines are having the data rate 40 kbps. The first 2 lines data rate is 20 kbps. Anni okay data rate unte ganaka multiplexing possible ayindi. So before entering into the multiplexer, normally ఏం చేస్తాం, వీటన్నిటి all input lines are passed through multiplexer. ఓకే, కానీ ఇక్కడ 5 ఇన్పుట్ లైన్స్లో 3 ఏమో 40 kbps ఉన్నాయి, 2 ఏమో 20 kbps ఉన్నాయి. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తామంటే in multi-level multiplexing, here multiplexing happens at 2 levels. In first level, ఈ 2020 ఏం చేస్తాం మనం ఇక్కడ, ఈ 2020 ఏం చేస్తామంటే we combine these 2020 to get a 40. Now ఇక్కడ ఏంటంటే ఇప్పుడు 4 40 అయిపోయినాయి కదా, 40 40 40. ఓకే, all are equal now. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ దీస్ 4, ఇప్పుడు టోటల్గా 5 ఏమైనాయి, ఫస్ట్ 2 కంబైన్ అయ్యి 40 అయినాయి, లాస్ట్ 3 ఏమో మళ్ళీ 40 40 ఈచ్ అయినాయి అనమాట. అప్పుడు టోటల్గా ఇవి మల్టీప్లెక్సర్లో పాస్ చేస్తే ద రిజల్ట్ ఈస్ 160 kbps. 160 kbps అంటే కదా, టోటల్ 440 kbps ని కంబైన్ చేస్తే ఎంత వచ్చింది, 160 kbps వచ్చింది. 160 kbps వచ్చింది. Next, the second one is multiple slot allocation. Here see the reverse of above multi-level multiplexing. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే, see here we have 4 input lines. First demo 50 kbps ఉంది. The next 3 are 25 kbps. The first one is 50 kbps. Second last next 3 are, అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తాం మనం, ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తామంటే సీరియల్, we insert a serial to parallel converter. ఇదేం చేసి చూడండి ఒకసారి, ఒక ఇన్పుట్ లైన్ ని 2 ఇన్పుట్ లైన్స్ గా కంబైన్ సపరేట్ చేసిద్ది. దిస్ సీరియల్ టు ప్యారలల్ కన్వర్టర్, దీన్ని ఏమంటామంటే ఇక్కడ డయాగ్రామ్ కనపడుతుందని 50 kbps పక్కన కనపడుతుంది కదమ్మా. వాట్ వీ కాల్ దిస్ వన్ ఈస్, we will insert a serial to parallel converter. This will convert the one input line into 2 equal output lines. ఇక్కడ 50 kbps input line ని 25 kbps 25 kbps గా సపరేట్ చేసింది కదా. ఆల్రెడీ కింద 3 ఎలా ఉన్నాయి, the next 3 are 25 kbps and the first one is 50 kbps. After using this serial to parallel converter, it will convert the 50 kbps data into 25 25. ఇప్పుడు అన్ని టోటల్గా 5 ఏమైనాయి, ఆల్ ఆర్ 4 becomes 5. ఇందాక ఏమైనాయి, 5 becomes 4 అయినాయి, ఇక్కడ 4 becomes 5 ఆఫ్ 25 25 25 25 and 25. 5 25s, that is 125 kbps. The input with a 50 kilohertz data has 2 time slots in each frame. ఇక్కడేమో ఈ 50 kbps కి ఏమో 2 time slots ఉంటాయి, ఈ 25 కి ఏమో ఒక్కొక్క టైం స్లాట్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకేనా, ఎందుకంటే ఈ 50 మళ్ళీ 225 కు సపరేట్ అయింది కాబట్టి ఇక్కడ మెన్షన్ చేశారు చూడండి అమ్మా.
The input with a 50 kilohertz data rate has 2 slots in each frame. Each frame lo 50 kbps ki 2 slots untayi anamata. Now we are moving to the last one, that is pulse stuffing. This is simple scheme. Here in pulse stuffing, what we will do is we will దీన్ని ఏమనొచ్చు అంటే మనం బిట్ ప్యాడింగ్ అనొచ్చు లేకపోతే బిట్ స్టఫింగ్ అనొచ్చు. See here the diagram. Just to see the diagram, you will understand easily. Here we have 3 input lines. One is 50 kbps, the next one is 50 kbps, and last one is 46 kbps. Okay, ఇలా ఇప్పుడు లాస్ట్ దానికి ఎంత తగ్గింది మనకి 4 kbps తగ్గింది. We have 4 kbps. Then in this case what we will do is we will add 4 bits. We will stuff 4 bits. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం, అందుకే దీన్ని ఏమన్నామంటే పల్స్ స్టఫింగ్ అన్నాం అనమాట. 4 bits are stuffed to third one, that is 46. దానికి 4 bits ని స్టఫ్ చేస్తాం అనమాట. Okay, these 46 kbps is pulse stuffed to increase that data rate to 50 kbps. Now 50 50 50. After passing through multiplexer, the resultant is 350s 150 kbps. Okay, these three are the different techniques. First one is multi-level multiplexing in data rate management. First one is multi-level multiplexing. The second one is multiple slot allocation. Multiple. Why here we call this one as multiple slot అంటే ఎందుకంటే ఒక్కదాన్ని మనం సపరేట్ చేసి 2గా సపరేట్ చేస్తాం కాబట్టి మల్టిపుల్ స్లాట్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. మనకి 100ని 4 పార్ట్స్ చేసామనుకోండి 4 స్లాట్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. 2 స్లాట్స్ చేస్తే ఒకదానికే 2 స్లాట్స్ ఇవ్వాలి. ఓకేనా? The last one is pulse stuffing. The last one is pulse stuffing. Okay, now moving to the next topic. Till now we discussed about synchronous time division multiplexing. The next type of time division multiplexing is statistical time division multiplexing. Okay, here very simple. This is also like previous one. In statistical time division multiplexing, the slots are dynamically allocated. The slots are dynamically allocated to improve the bandwidth efficiency. Here in this statistical time division multiplexing, the slots are dynamically allocated to improve the bandwidth efficiency. See how it will improve the bandwidth efficiency. In this, see the difference here. These two diagrams represents very simple scheme. These two diagrams represent, the first one is synchronous time division multiplexing. The second one is statistical time division multiplexing. Now we are in statistical time division multiplexing. See the second diagram, we have 5 sources, that is A, B, C, D, E. Line A, line B, line C, line D, and line E. During first time, only A, B, D transmits the data. I'm repeating once again. I am discussing about the second diagram, that is statistical time division multiplexing. During the first time interval, only station A, let us assume it is a station. Station A, station B, station D is transmitting the data. Okay. Next time slot, B, D is transmitting the data. Ante enti first time lo C is not transmitting the data, E is not transmitting the data. Next one, ikkada enti A is not transmitting the data, C is not transmitting the data. The first frame lo actually em undali, the first frame needs to contain A1, B1, C1, D1, E1 undali actual ga. Here C is empty and E is empty. So what will be present? A1, B1, D1 is present. See here, A1, B1, see the right side one, first frame. I am discussing about statistical time division multiplexing. In statistical time division multiplexing, during first time, this is the first frame, A1, B1, D1. Okay, here two slots are empty, that is two slots are empty, that is only A1, B1, D1. Here see the gaps, here there is no empty, here no empty. అంటే ఏం చేసాం ఇక్కడ మనం ఎంటీ స్లాట్స్ ఏం చేసాం మనం ఇక్కడ స్మాల్ ఏ స్మాల్ బి స్మాల్ డి అన్నాం. ఎందుకన్నాం ఇక్కడ స్మాల్ ఏ స్మాల్ బి స్మాల్ డి అంటే ఏంటంటే now see, just remember this one. Now we are moving to explain the difference. Here in the above one, this is A1, B1, C empty ga ikkada, C is not transmitting the data, D1 E is not translating. ఇక్కడ ఏం చేస్తాం అంటే స్లాట్స్ అన్ని ఎంటీగా వదిలేస్తాం. అంటే మీనింగ్ ఏంటి, ఆ టైం వేస్ట్, ఆ టైం అనేది వేస్ట్ అనమాట. డ్యూరింగ్ పర్టికులర్ టైం నో అదర్ స్టేషన్ విల్ ట్రాన్స్మిట్ ద డేటా. అంటే ఆ పర్టికులర్ టైం స్లాట్ వేస్ట్ అయిపోయినట్టే కదా. ఇక్కడ ఆ స్లాట్ వేస్ట్ అవ్వకుండా ఇకో నో స్లాట్ విల్ సెట్ యాజ్ ఎంటీ. ఓకే, ఎంటీగా లేకుండా ఏం చేస్తుంది ఇక్కడ అంటే డ్యూరింగ్ దిస్ ఫ్రేమ్ ఎనీ అదర్ స్టేషన్, సపోజ్ ఒక మన స్టేషన్ ఏకి కావాల్సిన టైం 1 minute అమ్మా. 1 minute మనం టైంని డివైడ్ చేసి 50 seconds అలొకేట్ చేసాం. నెక్స్ట్ టైం స్లాట్ ఖాళీగా ఉంది, ఎవరికి ఇవ్వట్లేదు. ఇంకా స్టేషన్ ఏకి ఎంత కావాలి, 10 seconds కావాలి. ఓకే, అటువంటి టైంలో ఏం చేస్తాం, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఆల్రెడీ ఐ టోల్డ్ యూ దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ డైనమిక్ ఎలకేషన్ స్కీమ్. ఓకే, దిస్ ఈజ్ ఏ డైనమిక్ ఎలకేషన్ స్కీమ్. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారంటే వేరే అదర్ స్టేషన్, సపోజ్ మన ఇద్దరు స్టూడెంట్స్ అండ్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ 2 users ఉన్నారమ్మా. ఓకే, ఐ నీడ్ 10 minutes ఆఫ్ డేటా టు ట్రాన్స్మిట్ ద డే 10 మై ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ కంప్లీషన్. మీకేమో 5 minutes కావాలి. ఓకేనా, టోటల్ టైం ఎంత ఉంది, 20 minutes ఉంది. ఎంతో టైం ఉంది, 5 minutes ఉంది టైం. అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు, మీకేమో ఫాస్ట్గా కంప్లీట్ అయిపోయింది, నాకేమో ట్రాన్స్మిషన్ టైం ఎక్కువ అనమాట. సో అప్పుడు ఏం చేస్తారు, ఏమైనా ఎంటీ స్లాట్ ఉంటే ఏం చేస్తారు, నాకు అలొకేట్ చేస్తారనమాట. ఓకే, ప్రీవియస్ టెక్నిక్లో ఏంటి, సింక్రోనస్ టైం డివిజన్ మల్టీప్లెక్సింగ్ ఏంటంటే ఒకసారి ఒక టైం స్లాట్ ఖాళీగా ఉంటే అది వేస్ట్ అయిపోయింది. ఇక్కడ ఖాళీగా ఉన్న టైం స్లాట్స్ ఏం చేస్తున్నారు, సమ్ అదర్ స్టేషన్స్కి అలొకేట్ చేస్తున్నారు అనమాట. సో all we need to understand here is no slot is empty. No slot is empty. If any station requires to transmit the data, we will allocate dynamically that time slot to the required stations. This is a time division multiplexing in statistical process, that is statistical time division multiplexing, and this is completely dynamic process. దీంట్లో ఏమైనా ఎంటీ ఉంటే కనుక ఇట్ ఈస్ డైనమికల్లీ అలొకేటెడ్ టు ఎనీ అదర్ స్టేషన్. ఏదైనా స్టేషన్ రిక్వైర్మెంట్ ఉంటే కనుక ఆ స్టేషన్ కి మనం అలొకేట్ చేస్తాం. This is all about time division multiplexing. In time division multiplexing we discussed about so many things, that is synchronous time what is time division multiplexing, what is synchronous time division multiplexing, and we discussed about data rate management. In data rate management we discussed about multi-slot, the previous one, multi-level multiplexing, multiple slot allocation, pulse stuffing, and we discussed about statistical time division multiplexing. Okay, now we are moving to this one, that is last one in this second unit, that is code division multiplexing. In next class, we will discuss about the small one, that is code division multiplexing, and we are moving to third unit. Okay, thank you everyone.